I'm back. So we're gonna do like a little story time today, but before I do that, I do have an announcement to make. Um, I'm going to be checking in to a residential treatment facility in the next couple of days because I've really been struggling with my mental health. For months and months and months. I've been struggling really hard. I feel better and then I feel bad and I feel better. It's just a big roller coaster. So I spoke with my partner, and after a few trips to the hospital, they decided that the best course of treatment for me was to check into a residential treatment facility for a few weeks at least and see if that is able to help me deal with what is going on inside of me. So I just wanted to start off with that because I will not be online at all. At all. I won't be online at all while I'm there. So I won't be uploading or anything like that because I'm just going to be gone and I'm going to be focusing on me, and I'm going to be focusing on getting this sorted. So that is my big announcement. That's my big announcement, is that I'm going to be going into treatment soon for my mental health struggles. And yeah. So I think it's going to be really good for me. And yeah. So that's it. That's all I'm going to. That's the announcement. I don't really know how to start this other than to say that I got an insane DM a few weeks ago. And I'll do my best to put screen captions of the messages up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about here. Because as you can tell from the title, I got sent a message. And this is the message. By the way, my BF agrees, you're a hottie for a trans woman. You look stunning. Now, my immediate response was, I'm not trans, and that comment is transphobic. So when I'm not trans, that comment is transphobic. And looking back on it, I probably should have reversed those. And that's just a me thing, because I put my concern about my gender ahead of calling out transphobia. And to me, that's just a little, you know, I should, in retrospect, I'm like, you know what, it would have been better if you had reversed that. That phrase, you're a hottie for a trans woman, is a microaggression. And that's it. That's all it is. It's a microaggression. It's saying, I'm hot for this category. Now, there's a variety of things wrong with that, which is it's a qualifier. When you put for a blank or for blank, usually it's in this case, for a trans woman. When you put that qualifier on there, you're doing a microaggression. It's a microaggression. So a microaggression they're not conscious things for the most part. Microaggressions are defined as a comment or action that subtly and often unconsciously or unintentionally expresses a prejudiced attitude toward a member of a marginalized group. Marginalized group in this instance is trans women. And it puts me in a weird spot because, as I stated, I'm not trans. I've always identified as the body that I was born with. So it's a weird thing for me to experience that because it's never happened before. Yeah, it's never happened before. So when it happened, I was like, what the fuck? which is why my immediate reaction was, I'm not trans. And then a minute later I was like, and your comment's transphobic. So I'm just gonna run through the messages because I did try to inform them why their comment is transphobic. What I responded with when they apologized and were like, I thought you had transitioned. My first comment was like, I did ask the question of why would you think that I had transitioned? Like, what about my Twitter profile or any of my content makes you think that I am trans? Because I'm genuinely confused by this whole thing. And then I was like, I'm not handling this situation. But I did want to get my curiosity in there, so I did ask why they thought I had transitioned, but they never answered me. But I did follow it up with, your comment implies that I would either be more pretty if I was a cis woman, and that because I was put in the category of a trans woman, I will never be as beautiful as a cisgendered woman. That's what that says. When you say you're a hottie for a trans woman, you're saying that I'm only considered attractive, or whoever that comment is targeted towards, they are only attractive in this category. It also implies, since I am not trans, that I've had a lot of work done, a lot of cosmetic work done to look the way that I do. Now, there's nothing wrong with cosmetic, like surgeries or treatments. You know, I've had hair lasered off, and I thought about getting my breasts enlarged, but like I haven't done that because I'm very comfortable with the way that I look right now. But I have thought of the idea of getting like some Botox here and there, just some baby Botox to help slow the aging process a little bit. Just because I like the way I look right now, and I'd like to look this way as long as possible. I continued with, it also implies that I have had work done, and that it is something to be looked down upon, which it's not. If having cosmetic procedures or treatments makes you feel more beautiful, you should do that. If you're going bald and you want to have hair surgery, like a hair transplant, get it. If you don't like your wrinkles and you want Botox, you should get it. If you think that you have really small boobs and you want larger boobs, get it. If you don't like your butt and you want a BBL and you can get it, you should be able to get it, and you should feel no shame in making your body look the way you want it. It's your body. You have to live with it every single day. So the only person it has to make happy is you. Just flat out. She, because this was another woman, that she would never look down, and that her comment, she didn't mean for it to be a nasty comment, which I do believe. I do believe that this was not a conscious decision. I don't think that this was like I'm going to be mean to you. I honestly believe it was a hidden prejudice that they didn't know they had. Because that happens. People don't always know that they have biases until somebody calls them out on it and is like, hey, that's a biased take. Or, hey, that's a bit prejudiced. Or, hey, that's a bit fucked up. So, I was never hurt by the comment. I was shocked, stunned, confused. Very confused was probably my big one. And I just explained how when you put a qualifier on a compliment, whether it's you're a hottie for a trans person, or if you look at a person of color and you say, you speak so well, or you call your female boss crazy, those are microaggressions. Actually, just calling anyone crazy is, because being mentally ill is is really stigmatized, and like a lot of people will just call things or people crazy because they don't think it's normal. And it's like, yeah, it might not be normal for you, but it might be normal for them. And then we get into this question of like, what is normal, what's not normal. But like, what I'm saying is, you should think about how you're talking to people, and if you're going to call somebody attractive, just call them attractive. Just call them beautiful. Just call them stunning. Just call them hot. That's it. You are beautiful. Period. No qualifier, no but, no for, no categorizing, nothing. Just, you are beautiful. And that's important. Because broad language like that is more inclusive, because you're not putting people in discrete categories to which they may feel they can never break out of. She then goes on to say that she has a learning disability and that she has a hard time asking questions or complimenting people without them getting offended. Which leads me into the next thought, which is the idea of mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't about coddling people. It's not about telling them what they want to hear. It's about taking the moment, taking a moment to think about what you're going to say and how it could possibly be received. So if you're not sure if something is a compliment, like you're so well spoken, don't say it, because that's not a compliment. Telling a person of color that they are well spoken is not a compliment at all. It's an insult. Just like saying you're a hottie for a trans woman. It's not a compliment. It's a backhanded compliment at best. If you run into the problem, like this person seems to do, which is you can't compliment people, you can't ask questions, you can't be curious without offending somebody, I think you should take a few minutes before you ask those questions, or just every day, and ask yourself, why? Why do I keep having the same types of interactions? Chances are there's something about the language you are using that is exclusionary. And that's when people get offended. At least for me, when you're categorizing and excluding people, I get very annoyed. Because why? Why do you gotta put a qualifier on it? Why do you have to put it in a specific category? I don't understand that. If somebody is beautiful, they're beautiful. If somebody is fat, they're fat. If somebody is skinny, they're skinny. If somebody is, I don't know. You know, it's just one of those things where it's just like, when you don't think and you don't try to learn from your previous interactions with people, particularly when you've upset somebody, you're just going to continue to hurt more people, and you're going to continue to have those types of interactions that are negative. You know, so if you've ever said you're a hottie for like a Latina, that's another microaggression. Or you're a hottie for a black girl, that's another microaggression. Those are against race as opposed to gender, but they're the same thing. Because you are implying that there is a beauty standard that they will never reach because of who they are. It's a microaggression. It's a bunch of bullshit. You shouldn't be using that language. And I just wanted to share this experience because it was so insane to me. And I use that word because it's just never happened before, you know, in 29 years, and in the years that I have been a sex worker, Like, I'm almost 30 years old, and I've been a sex worker since I was like 26, 27. It's never happened. So it's one of those things where it's like, I do use words like insane, even though I do know that that can be a derogatory term, but I'm using it to describe an action, not a person, because I don't believe the person is insane. I just think that, like, that experience on my end is something so out of the ordinary for me that it just blew my mind. Because it was like, A, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good to be called a hottie for a trans person. Because A, there's nothing wrong with being trans. Trans people are beautiful. I would never say you're beautiful for a trans person, and that's just because it's mean. It's hurtful. And it shows that you don't accept them as what they are, which is a man or a woman or non-binary. You know, so it's one of those things where it's like, even though it wasn't an intentional and she meant it in good, this goes back to a lot of the videos that I've talked about when it comes to intentions, which is her intentions were good. Her intention was to compliment me and try to make me feel better about myself and who I was. But unfortunately, because she made that assumption, what she ended up doing was causing harm. And that's kind of what I like to talk about when I'm doing these types of commentary type videos, is your intention may be good. The little outside kitty came for a visit. So it's one of those things where it's like, your intentions only matter to you, because I couldn't see her intentions when she sent that comment. When she sent that message saying, you're a hottie for a trans woman. Because I was just stunned, and then I was like, so am I not beautiful? Am I not stunning? Like, what did it mean? It caused a lot of confusion for me. So I can only imagine how much more impact it would actually have to somebody who is trans. Like, how much more they could be affected by that comment than me just being like, what the fuck is what? Yeah, right. I don't know if she seems content. She's not trying to run away, so. Yeah, and I guess that's all I really wanted to do, is I just wanted to talk about that and talk about how I felt, how it makes other people feel, and, you know, just don't put qualifiers on your fucking compliments, people. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't say you'd be beautiful if, or you're beautiful but, or you're beautiful for. Don't put qualifiers. Just don't fucking do it. And I guess that's it. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go edit this and hopefully get it up. Thank you for watching. I think you're fantastic. If you feel compelled to do the YouTube things, which is, I think, like liking and subscribing, please do so. But I do acknowledge that I won't be posting for probably about a month coming up. So that's it. I don't have a huge backlog of videos, but this treatment is a necessary thing for me to be better, and for me to live a healthy, happy life, because lately I feel like I have been surviving. Occasionally I feel like I have been living, but I've never really felt like I have thrived. And I'm really hoping that after my treatment, I will be able to have developed the tools to thrive in this life that I have, and to make more YouTube videos, and to make more content, and just really enjoy all that there is to enjoy in this life. because right now I really struggle. So, that's it. I'm done. I will see you guys when I'm out of treatment. And I hope that you have a wonderful month. I hope that you've learned something. And I hope that this next month for all of us is going to be beneficial. And that not nothing but good, but that good things will happen. So I will see you when I get back. You're wonderful. That's it. So, bye.